Welcome to Outside Xbox. This is Show of the Week, the show that requires you to connect to the internet to have fun, just like the Xbox One.
Oh, no, they got rid of that.
What?
Yeah, they're not doing that anymore, or the DRM stuff.
But I had all these jokes about online requirements. It's fine, I can save this. 1 second.
Well, in addition to writing outdated jokes about the Xbox One, we've also been trying to kill the handyman using only shots to the heart in Bioshock Infinite.
Achievement, please.
No dice.
No!
In many ways,
Yes.
he was my only friend.
Okay, I've got it. This is Show of the Week, the show that requires you to connect to the internet to have fun, just like Destiny, the next-gen online shooter from the people who made Halo.
The planets of our solar system have been taken from us, and we must reclaim what is rightfully ours.
What do you get if you cross FPS with MMO? If you said FM MOPS, then you're technically right, but come on, this is a video game show. What you actually get is Destiny, the new online shooter from Halo developer Bungie. Though Bungie steers clear of the MMO label, Destiny's world is a shared, persistent one, as found in massively multiplayer online games. The world will still be there even when you're not playing, and you'll run across other players as you go, thanks to its social matchmaking system.
Hey, Darla!
Hey, Joe.
Destiny is set 700 years in the future in our own solar system. After a brief golden age of expansion and colonization, humanity is on the brink of extinction. Whoops.
War is coming. We barely survived the last.
The last humans are being kept alive by a huge white Death Star-looking satellite known as the Traveler.
A mysterious sphere.
You play one of the Guardians of the City, mankind's last protectors against the alien enemy at the gates known as the Fallen.
And now, we face a choice. We can hide behind the walls of our city, or fight back against our enemies.
Let's do this.
It'll be hard going alone, however, and that's where the shared world stuff comes in. You'll come across other human players as you explore the game, and you'll have a choice. Do you help them out, team up, or ignore them altogether? If you choose to team up, a typical mission would involve you and your buddies clearing an abandoned warehouse of enemies and banking some loot before joining in one of the game's public events.
Sweet, it's a public event.
In this case, helping a friendly fire team take down something called a Devil Walker.
I got him!
As Guardians, we will stand together, seize our destiny, and become legend.
Sci-fi games live and die by their worlds, so it helps that Destiny's looks brilliant. Bungie's artists have dreamed up rich, detailed worlds that stand shoulder to shoulder with Halo's. It remains to be seen whether Bungie can do justice to this massive world and pack it with interesting things to see, do and shoot, but from what we've seen so far, Destiny could be the game to change the way we think about massively multiplayer online worlds. Also to change the way we think about Death Star-looking satellites. This one's alright.
The last city on Earth.
Nailed it.
But now I need more Xbox One jokes.
£430.
Oh, man.
Why are you laughing? I heard laughing from the studio. Is it my hair?
No, it was us talking about Destiny, the new online shooter from the guys who made Halo.
Oh, okay. Well, tell me more. In fact, tell me the 5 things I don't know about Destiny.
Can do. Jane, here are the 5 things you don't know about Destiny. As Bungie's post-Halo epic in waiting, Destiny spent a long time shrouded in secrecy. Now we've seen the trailers and gawped at gameplay, some questions have been answered while other, more specific questions present themselves. Questions such as, why so many capes, Destiny? Does the costume designer have a cape fetish? It's okay, you can tell us. I put the questions to Pete Parsons, Grand Poobah at Bungie, for more morsels of Destiny info, the 5 tastiest of which were the following. Firstly, there's as much fantasy to Destiny's universe as there is science fiction. Bungie describes the mixture as mythic sci-fi, and the result is a pulpy space opera setting with high-tech gizmos and neon magic powers, in which space wizards shoot electric machine guns and, yes, sometimes wear flouncy fantasy capes.
We spent a lot of time thinking about what does it mean to be a fantasy world. We love magic and we love, dungeons, and we love all that kind of cool stuff, and yet we clearly like science fiction. We finally went, why don't we have both of those? Why don't we be a space knight, firing pieces of the sun at my enemies? That's awesome. And so that's what we set out to do.
Secondly, the world of Destiny will change over time, with in-game events having important, permanent effects on the shape of the game world. Add that fact to Bungie's touted 10-year plan for Destiny, and you can expect the decade-old world by the end of it to be an utterly different place to the world we'll start with next year.
Over time, the game world will actually change. I mean, it is a persistent living universe, which means it actually needs to have persistence. Persistence both in you investing in your character and building it, character or characters, and then the world fundamentally changing over time. The public event you saw will be similar to many of the types of public events. There'll be small ones, there'll be large ones. That was a really good example of a large public event. And yeah, in some cases, you'll come back to those spaces and they'll be different.
Thirdly, there'll be no arguing over loot drops in the grand old custom of Mamorpagas. Destiny has a private loot screen for each player when you conquer a big baddie, with the loot inside meant just for you. Oh, Destiny, you shouldn't have.
Let's grab our loot. The Thunderlord.
Where we're never fighting over a weapon drop or a cool piece of armor. Everything that drops from your combatants is something that's meant for you. And we think that's a really good way to keep people excited about playing together and going to new places or going to places I've already been before, because there's still going to be something there of value for me.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty sweet, but check out what I got. New sniper rifle.
Ah, yeah. I do like the long rifle, especially when it's covered with netting.
Fourthly, weapons and armour improve and evolve as you play because they have their own talent trees. Character customization isn't just about the weapons you choose, but the way you develop them.
It's got a sweet talent tree. The one up top, Rolling Thunder. Explosive rounds. When I get that one, this gun's gonna be a beast.
Let me give you a great example, something that was not in the demo. Just before I left, I was in a public space, and I was fighting some Fallen, and Emmy Chung, our social designer, was over in another space, and she had Fallen all around her. And right as I finished off the last Fallen, I got an upgrade on my shotgun to full auto, and I jumped over and we started taking down Fallen together, and it was this most awesome moment. And those are the kinds of experiences we want to have. Not only the social experiences, but what it means to kind of continue to buff and grow my abilities and my weapons.
Fifthly, Bill Nighy is in it. Just listen to this.
Your mission is vital, Guardian. If you succeed, you will become legend.
Oh sure, you'll tell me it's wishful thinking. You'll tell me it's just some plummy, mature Brit actor doing a Bill Nighy impression. You'll tell me my Bill Nighy obsession has gone too far this time. Well, let's see what my friend Pete Parsons has to say.
So I thought I heard the voice of Bill Nighy in your story trailer. Is that kind of like a kind of...
Sound like Bill Nighy to you?
It did sound quite a lot like him. Do you does that familiar to you as well? No?
We get to work with lots of people in our world. It's really fun.
This city will fall, and the last light of civilization will go out.
Nailed it.
Right, it's that time of the week where we check out the comments you've been leaving on YouTube, on OutsideXbox.com, and occasionally, by mistake, on Bovine Sex auction website, outbidsexox.com.
Oh, is that why you were on that website? That was a crazy typo.
Yeah, typo. On last week's show's Dead Rising cocktail contest, Steve with a K comments, but who would win a drinking competition between Jane, Andy and Mike? Smart money's on Jane, Raiders of the Lost Ark style.
Yes, it is, Steve.
On our video asking whether the Oculus Rift was going to make it to Xbox One, the Guap Boys Prodigy says, "Isn't this harmful to your eyes? Hence don't get too close to TV."
Good question. We've each had a go on Oculus Rift now without our eyeballs melting out of our heads. For long-term usage though, the makers of Oculus Rift had this to say. The Oculus Rift causes very little eye strain, particularly compared to other standard displays or head mounts. Normally, when you take a break from using a monitor or TV, the idea is to give your eyes a chance to focus and converge on a distant plane. This is a natural position of rest for your eyes. With the Oculus Rift, your eyes are actually focused and converged in the distance at all times. It's a pretty neat optical feature. I am getting some slight issues with my vision though, kind of a double vision thing.
Yeah, I wonder what that's all about. Meanwhile, Nick F says, "Mike, get off the Oculus Rift, give me one. I heard they're making a porn game for this already. Freaking cars? Jesus." Alright, we've had a lot of comments asking after this Oculus Rift porn game, and what you do in the privacy of your own home is your business. But let's just take a moment to visualize what you'll look like wearing an Oculus Rift headset and operating a virtual reality porn game. Lock the door twice is what we're saying.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the tragic Battlefield 4 skyscraper collapse video, Evan comments, "Great, now I'm going to feel guilty when I play this. It's bad enough when I play Ghostbusters, the video game, and my 2-year-old daughter bursts into tears when I knock Stay Puft off the side of the building."
You knocked the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man off a building, you monster!
You seem riled up, Mike. Have a drink.
Thanks.
All right, who's up next?
Oh, my head.
That's it for another week, game fans, but don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to make us feel good about ourselves.
And don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube for those daily Xbox videos. Go on, we'll wait.
Okay, bye!
Not so loud.
Okay, how about this? Don Matrick walks into a bar. Ouch, he says, because it's a bar that has online and DRM requirements, and then he changes his mind and becomes CEO of Zynga.
Needs work.